Hey guys.
Hello. I'm Yolanda.
And I'm Shaman here at Harper Therapy.
Yeah.
And we've been talking a little bit about affair recovery. And we kind of, in our first video about this, we talked about how it's very relatable to the art of kintsugi, where you've got this thing that's broken. And there's an invitation now to put it back together and create something completely different.
If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and look for it. But we talk about this. Yeah.
And, and our last video, we talked about kind of what it looks like and feels like to be the partner who's been betrayed.
Who's been hurt by the betrayal.
Who's been hurt by the betrayal. Which is confusing and hard and earth-shattering. Right.
So if that's you, make sure that you've seen that video.
Yeah, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the partner that has what we call the involved partner, or the partner who has betrayed. Right? And oddly enough, that can be confusing and scary.
There you might be replaying things in your head. How did I get here? I never thought that I would do this. I never thought that I'd be this kind of person. Who have I become? Or on the flip side of that, you might be playing through every one of your partner's misdeeds, and I have every right to have done this because of
whatever.
X,
I have
Y,
a sense
and
of entitlement. I need it.
Right. You might have made a very clear decision for yourself to end the affair relationship, or you might still be considering if you want to continue with that relationship. So we understand that there are a lot of reasons that affairs happen. And we bring this understanding into our affair recovery work. Here's the skinny of what we want you to understand. There's a difference between who you are and what you've done. You are a good person who has engaged in behavior that is hurtful to people, your partner, your family, yourself, and even the affair partner.
Yes. Yeah, it's important to set aside bad person, hurtful deeds. And, it's part of what happens from here, if the desire is to reconcile a relationship, get it on firm ground and start doing the work to recover the relationship to your primary partner, or your marriage, or whatever it is that you the first thing that's got to kind of happen is you're going to be that person who's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting on the short end of things. You're going to be the person that's going to have to rebuild and reestablish trust.
But I want to back things up a little bit.
Okay, sure.
Because before we get into the heavy lifting, I want to just continue. There's a difference between who you are and what you've done. And it's okay for you to not be 100% committed to your marriage or your committed relationship at this point, right? Part of this process is for both of you to get a better understanding about what that looks like if the two of you are wanting to move forward and create something new out of the ashes, so to speak, of all of this. But what you do have to commit to is putting this ancillary relationship or this outside relationship on a shelf for the time being while you do the work with your partner. Because otherwise you're wasting your time, you're wasting your partner's time. I mean, there's no reason to go through this process. You're not able to give this its full attention that is needed to even make the decision.
That has to at least stop while you're doing this work. And if it can't stop, then you're probably not in the right place to be doing that work, right? The work really can't happen. And
then to your point, the heavy lifting of the accountability for the behaviors that are hurtful.
The only way trust is even starting to be reestablished is through what the hurt partner needs, and what kind of actionable things you as the person who hurt them or betrayed them can do to start reestablishing that trust.
And I want to explicitly say that our commitment to this process is that accountability is done in a moderate way, not a punishing way.
It's not a punishment.
That's
right?
a really important distinction to make. It's moderate accountability of behavior that is incredibly hurtful. But if we bypass this step, then anything that comes next, if that's what happens, anything that comes next is just built on too shaky ground.
Right.
Our commitment to you as well is that not only are we going to help keep the accountability moderate, that the next step would be to explore some of the pre-existing patterns that were in place in the relationship prior to the affair,
right?
All the way around, because again, we understand that there are lots of reasons that people have affairs, and so those things we do address as we're going along in this process.
Yeah, it's part of the work, right? And it's how you show up in the relationship and everything that leads into that. You know, is part of the whole.
Yeah. So, friend, is it a lot of work? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely a lot of work. Is it worth it? We believe so.
Yeah,
we're a little biased, but also the couples that we have supported through this process.
Oh, it's been amazing.
But it's really cool to see the 2.0 marriage or relationship that has the potential to form through all of this.
Yes. I heard a statistic the other day that we've said this before. The average couple that starts seeking help usually has been struggled for 7 years before they get help for their relationship. But I heard another statistic that said 85% of couples that are trying to recover from an affair, if they get help, 85% of couples succeed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty high. Because that's like one of the first questions I always get is, can we recover this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, if both of you are leaning in and we do the work, the odds are actually pretty good that you can recover this.
Right. But it does require professional help.
That's
what the statistic was, right?
Yeah, getting professional help. Right.
And the sooner the better.
Yes.
Because there is the pain of the injury, and then there's the subsequent ongoing pain when we don't address the injury.
Yeah.
So we can help with that. You can give us a call at 813-434-3639 and speak with any of our providers.
Yeah.
We are all trained and have an understanding of affair recovery specifically. So make sure that you're looking for that when you look for help.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Have a good one.